Hey guys, welcome to another video from Historic Militaria. And a little while ago I had promised to try and get my hands on a early British retailer marked Conehammer, and this is one of them. So this one is actually a gun that was obviously made in Germany about 1897 and was sent for retail sale to probably Westley Richards, and then sent to another retailer to be sold through them, and was so marked. So we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at the gun in general and talk a little bit about the history of this one. Obviously this is a very, very early broom handle. You've got your Conehammer here, which is the first identifying mark. Obviously the concentric rings there, and the cone-shaped projections on either side of that hammer give it the Conehammer name. You've got your very standard early body with the early panel milling, your nice fire blue, your early kind of Conehammer trigger, which is different than the later trigger. And we'll do a video in the future on sort of the differences in triggers and hammers and safeties and all that, but that's not really the focus right now. Your standard 10-shot magazine here, and then your very, very early form of tangent sight, which was marked 1 to 10. And again, that would go out to 1,000 meters. I'm assuming it was meters, not yards, because obviously this was made for sale in England, but I still think they were using meters. Your beautiful fire bluing on your small parts. Your early style of firing pin, and we'll take a look at that in just a minute here. This one is cut for a shoulder stock, and the shoulder stock does still exist with the gun in comparable condition to the gun. The serial number on this one is in the 2100 serial number range, so a very, very early broom handle. As a matter of fact, Winston Churchill had a broom handle, I believe a few hundred guns off of this that he bought for himself for private use, and then took it to Africa, and he saw service there when he was sort of adventuring around Africa, and I believe he actually had it captured and lost, and I don't know that has ever been found, a verified one has ever been found that was his. It was I believe in the Sudan. It was confiscated from him when he was captured. But this gun has survived in very, very, very nice condition. And the reason being that it was a British retailer gun. This one probably never went overseas to any war or anything. So you've got your standard broom handle front sight there, standard length barrel, your Ulm proof mark right here, and then flip it over. You have got your standard Crown U proof, as well as a British BNP Crown proof, and that stands for Birmingham Nitro Proof. You'll see that on British guns in general, and if you see that on your broom handle, you know that gun went to England. The other way you can tell that this gun went to England is under here. And it's going to be a little bit hard to see, but there's British proofing there that says the amount of tons per square inch that the gun was proofed to, and it's pretty detailed. And another, looks like another BNP Birmingham Nitro Proof under the barrel. This is pretty typical British proofing at the time. A lot of these early surviving Conehammers have this. Guns that went to England seem to have survived a lot better, obviously, than guns that went to other parts of the world. So the British took care of their guns, and they didn't necessarily get invaded or any of the disasters of World War I and World War II. Other than that, it's a very standard gun. You've got your takedown button here, and this one is actually missing the lanyard ring, but the grips are in excellent shape. They're the early Conehammer serrated type grips. You do not have any markings on the body. Notice this gun also does not have a serial number on the flat. Sometimes you'll see them here, sometimes you won't on cone hammers and early large ring hammers. This one does not. Again, some cone hammers will have it here. Not all, it was just kind of varied. You got your standard Mauser marking here. And then you actually have your retailer marking along the top of the barrel here. So let's find a good way to take a look at this. And this says, sold by John Rigby and Company, London. So this gun went to Westley Richards and then went to John Rigby, who then marked it in this really beautiful script and then sold it at the retail level there. So it just gives you an idea of what you'd be looking at with a retailer marked British gun. Sometimes you'll see them marked on the side. Oftentimes you'll see them marked here or in here, or again here or here, especially here in a really beautiful script pattern a lot of times. I know Pape and Son, I believe, out of Newcastle, I think, did some. You'll see other Rigby's, you'll see just a lot of very interesting variants. I've even seen one that was sold in Australia. So they did go far and wide through the Commonwealth, and a lot of retailers had these, did like to mark them. So there is a whole subgenre of collecting these that are retailer marks or just British retailer marked. And sort of, you'll see those retailer markings up until about World War I. After World War I, you really didn't see any retailer markings. So you can encounter cone hammers, you can encounter large ring hammers and small ring hammers up until about, you know, probably the 100,000 serial number range. You may find some. They are relatively uncommon to be marked by a retailer. So if your gun has a retailer mark, it is kind of an extra little selling point for a lot of collectors. And especially depending how it's done. Obviously the condition of the gun is still a very, very big factor there. But one other point to look at with these cone hammers is the safety in the hammer of the early guns. So up is safe, or sorry, up is fire. I never get that right. You cock your hammer. This gun's already been cleared, so it is unloaded. You've got your fire blued parts, and this is actually a plate that will come out when you push your hammer in. Slide the plate off, sort of like a Colt 1911, the early ones. And it's just it was kind of a cumbersome system. After this, Mauser went to a system where you actually would push in the firing pin. It was slotted, so you'd push it in with the cleaning rod and turn it, and then the entire firing pin would come out. I'm not going to take this firing pin out because the less I disassemble a gun like this, the happier everybody is. At least the happier I am, because I don't want to be responsible for something happening to this one. But it just kind of gives you an idea of a very early broom handle, sort of what it looked like on the inside here. And again, that one is serial numbered. The Germans did like to serial number everything that they could on these early guns. And then, of course, down is your safe. So maybe I'll get this right someday. Up is fire, down is safe. And you can see the hammer will move when you're in the fire position versus when you're in the safe position, moves it back a little bit. So we'll take one last look at the retailer inscription here, just to give you a reference point for a Rigby, because this is one of the more rare inscriptions that you will see on a broom handle. And just really how nice they were done. And it almost looks like this might have been originally with some gold filling in there just to kind of make it stand out a little bit. I am not sure, but this was obviously done with some care and some real talent for engraving. So just a really, really interesting early broom handle that was sold by John Rigby, who of course went on to be exceedingly famous, especially for various calibers and a lot of African game rifles. So, and I believe they're actually, the name at least, is still around. So, I hope you have enjoyed taking a look at this very interesting early Conehammer. We'll try and get our hands on some more British retailer marked guns. They are pretty few and far between, but we'll see what we can do for you. And if there's anything you would like to specifically see, let us know in the comments and we'll see if we can do it. We'll be making more videos on helmets and ordnance and firearms, including more broom handles soon. One other point I will bring up are these gray bags that appear in a lot of the videos. These are actually, and I don't get any kind of compensation or anything by saying this, these are actually made by Boar Stores. They're an American company out of, I believe, Arkansas. And these are really high quality, made in America, just gun socks that are silicone impregnated. And they really beat a lot of the other types that you will find from some of the big name retailers. I like these for my own personal guns, and certainly if you're dealing with something like a broom handle or something like this, it's a really, really nice product to have. Again, not being compensated for it, just a little piece that I'd pass on. So, like and subscribe, and we'll get more out for you. Thanks for watching.